We're here at the Frank Lloyd Wright designed Unity Temple in Oak Park, Illinois, where we're having the opportunity to talk with Sarah Susanka. She's the best-selling author of the Not So Big House series, about the things that you need to think about when designing or building or renovating a new house. I'm Elise Glink, and welcome back to ExpertRealEstateTips.net. Let's listen in as Sarah talks about some of the things that you need to think about.
I started my practice, my architectural practice, in the 80s, which was when there were still tax credits for a lot of solar and energy efficient moves in your in-house design. Then gradually, with the tax credits going away, people stopped asking, but we did it anyway. And I mean, most good architects have done very high levels of energy efficient design since the 80s, because we could all see where this was going, and that was the appropriate thing to do. So as you go about designing a house as an architect, you want to give it that sense of integrity in terms of materials, in terms of climate design, in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of indoor air quality. All those things are part and parcel of good design. They're one thing. At the very root of what a not-so-big house is, it's sustainable, it's green. Part of the reason is not so big is the very first step in sustainable design, because what it's doing is making every square foot make sense every day. You're using everything, and that's a core notion in sustainable design. There's a lot of attention today in green design about the materials, and that is certainly important, but there's so much more. If you think about the arts and crafts movement 100 years ago, and you look at how many of those houses still exist today, and they're in wonderful shape because people have cared about them. Why is that? It's because they're beautiful. A lot of people have this feeling they want to look after it. So one of the fundamental pieces that we don't normally think about related to sustainable design and green design is beauty matters. It's got to inspire you, or no matter how many wonderful materials you've got in that house, it's not going to be looked after by the human beings who inhabit it. So when I talk about not so big, in the very first book I talked about the importance for people who are attracted to this message, to building not so big. Sustainability is also incredibly important to them. Now there's a piece to this that I want to describe, because it's really, I think, an important understanding that we don't always see. You know, it's like we don't see the wood for the trees. That there is a segment of the population right now who want very much to make everything that surrounds them a reflection of themselves. So when they are picking materials to build with, or when they are thinking about how to make this a house that will last for not just the time that they're going to be living there, but for centuries, what they're doing is they're thinking of themselves not just as those people, but as the planet as a whole. They see themselves as part of one planet. And so it's not out of altruism they're doing this, it's because that's just the sensible thing to do. The right hand doesn't hurt the left hand. You know, it's just that that's the natural process. And so all the people that have come out of the woodwork to both embrace Not So Big House and now Not So Big Life, that's fundamental to how they think, how they live their lives. And so sustainability is something that's a natural outgrowth of a basic sensibility.